Hi, my name is Dominic Martin,
Hello, I'm Nicola.
Hi everyone, my name is Alex.
and welcome to
Before you say I do.
Before you say I do.
Before You Say I Do.
Hey you guys, how y'all doing? Welcome back. Welcome back to another video. Y'all, this is getting serious. This is getting really, really serious. The information is deep. It is applicable, and it's only gonna get better. Tonight we are going further in our series, and the question we want to answer tonight is: Are we compatible? Yeah, this is gonna get really, really good. Before we go in, though, let's just brush over some of the main points that we covered during our last session. So the last time we spoke, we tried to, well, we did a part two as to what do I need to know before I get into marriage to know that I'm ready for marriage or long-term relationship. And we answered some more questions. We dealt with religion. We spoke about being equally yoked and unequally yoked, and Alex really went into detail with that for us. We spoke about children, having children. Do both of you want children? How do you raise your children? That's a discussion that needs to be had before you enter into marriage. She also spoke about your body changes, stretch marks, and all these different things, weight gain and stuff like that. Are you ready to deal with that? Are you just in it for the good body, for the six pack, or for the nice flat tummy? Are you in it for that? We spoke about finances and would have said that finances as one of the major reasons why marriages would end up in divorce or it would end up in failure. So, are you a responsible spender? Do you save? Uh, do when you come together to amalgamate that person, can you all manage together with your finances? We spoke about conflict resolution, abuse. We spoke about signs to look for from an abuser, even whilst you're in a relationship or before you even get married. We spoke about so many different things, but I think that sort of that kind of captures all the main points for now. If you want all the juicy details, then guess what? You need to watch the video. Y'all. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Are we compatible? Okay, so y'all, since I broke up with that guy that I was dating, y'all need to tell me what I need to look for in this new, because y'all, I'm gonna find this guy, right? Or he's gonna find me. That's probably another topic. But but are we compatible? Let's talk. Let's start with you, Pastor Martin. What do I need to know about compatibility? What do I need to look for?
Thanks a lot, Nicola. I actually touched on it last week when she spoke about being unequally yoked. And many times when we talk about being unequally yoked, we only look at the spiritual aspect. But we could be of the same belief in terms of faith and still be unequally yoked. Why? Because there are many other things and aspects of our lives where we may have differences in. I want to say, first of all, are we compatible? Do we have the same ideology in terms of the career path, in terms of ambition, in terms of how our household is run? Are we compatible in that aspect? Do we believe the same things in terms of family? And how we view family, not only us as a family, but our extended family, the in-laws, all these type of things. So it would mean that we need to really sit down. The individuals who are getting themselves in a relationship need to really sit down and touch on the what I like to call the psychosocial aspects of the relationship to really determine whether they're on the same page with it. For example, a man might be looking for a housewife. However, the person that he's courting is a career woman. So not until marriage now you'll now come and say, listen, well, I wanted this, this, and this. And then she would now say, well, you met me doing this and this. And that is when the conflict arises. So not saying that either one is wrong. However, it's just saying that, listen, because of the different goals and the value systems that we have, we may not be compatible, we may not be yoked together. However, I may be better yoked or suited for someone else.
Thank you so much. You guys are starting off on a great footing. Alex, what do I need to know? What do I need to know about compatibility?
For me, to add to what Pastor Martin said, for us to be compatible, we'll have to be able to have good enough or easy things. I would need to be able to speak to my spouse about anything that would happen or would affect us in the future. If the conversations are forced, then definitely we're not compatible. Yes, well, we spoke previously about conflict resolution, and our way of dealing with conflict is a big part of our compatibility, because my way of dealing with conflict might be just shutting you out for a few days, whereas your way of dealing with conflict might be let's talk the situation over. And I would go into the relationship expecting you to just talk it over, and then I would have a man standing by me that wouldn't speak to me for an entire week, and I would be eating myself out because I really cannot deal with the silent treatment. He probably would not eat my breakfast that I took so long to prepare for him. He wouldn't want me to touch his clothes. He'd be so petty as not trying to be in the same space with me. So I think that's our conflict resolution is like a big part of compatibility, as well as sexual expectations. Let me tell you, one partner would probably think that, okay, let's just see, we went through the way of God, and then we both are virgins. Well, that probably would work out okay. But what if one of us is really advanced and the other really doesn't know what's going on? So I'll just put it in simpler terms. One is a stove and one is a fridge. We both on different levels. So how could we ever make it work? One of us will always feel sexually deprived or sexually frustrated. So that in itself has to do with compatibility.
So Alex, is there a possibility that both persons could use that as a means of learning each other, and the experienced partner have patience with the inexperienced partner and needs a button there? Is this a deal breaker, Alex? Is this a deal breaker?
It could be the most experienced one could actually teach the one who doesn't know. But what sometimes you meet the one who doesn't know doesn't really want to learn anything much. They're okay with what they're giving. So I'm satisfied with what I'm giving, that's all I'm giving, and you either take it and go to bed or sort yourself out. So
okay, so is it that the real challenge there is the inability for both partners to learn and grow together, in opposed to the difference in sexual experience? Because I'm seeing, regardless of your sexual experience, whether both parties are virgins or whether one party is more experienced than the other, if someone does not want to grow and learn and explore with their partner, for me, I'm seeing where that may be a major issue, in opposed to, listen, both of us are coming in and as novices, or one person being a novice. However, I'm willing to be free and open with my partner. What do you think?
You see the thing with that on its own. Sometimes you'd get somebody who's really adventurous, okay, or somebody who's adventurous, and you'd have somebody who they would be satisfied with just the basic. And that's the person normally. It's not that the person, you would find somebody else and the person would really want to learn. The person would really want to try different things or do different things just to please the partner. They would really want to grow. But some people, they're just contented with the basics. How could you tell somebody it's not that they don't want to grow, but if they're contented with what they have right now, what you somebody else might see as little, they're really contented. That's really not a focus for them. Their mind, their body, everything else is focused on something else. That's not a need for them, but for somebody else, it just might be something that's a major part of their life.
Gotcha. They're not sexually compatible yet.
Right. So I love the conversation. I love the mix of y'all. This is good. So I have a question. Well, I'm just butting into it, so we could just keep this flow going, right? So as you were talking about sexual compatibility, and I could almost understand, well, I could kind of agree with you from one point of view in that people could not be sexually compatible in terms of maybe like one person is just more stovish and the other person is more frigid, and not because of experience, but because like I don't know, I like when I speak to people, I find that some people they just like more into sex and others are just like more it's like okay, I mean I could pass the time, but like some people are like that's the world, that's like oh everything. So if you come like you find somebody that's I could pass the time with somebody that's every minute, every day, as much as we can, as long as we can, then that might be a problem. That could definitely be a problem. However, I almost want to take offense for people that are inexperienced and stuff, because like I mean, like everybody deserves love, and then so I don't know if it's a good. But viewers, let us know. Let us know in the comment section what you think. Could a virgin and a very experienced person have sexual compatibility? Let us know. Alrighty. So also let's just move on. I have some more questions that I actually wrote down. You also spoke about the importance of having clear communication. Do you think, in terms of like resolution of conflict, do you think if we solve conflict in different ways, that it's a deal breaker, or is it that we need to learn each other? And I'm asking both of you.
For me, it's basically coming to an agreement in terms of how are we going to solve conflict, because it's all about compromise now, because as Alex stated, if you're an individual that normally takes a week to deal with conflict, or when a conflict arises, you isolate yourself. However, your partner is someone that needs to have a conversation, they need to work it out. And that level of isolation is a form of abuse to them, and vice versa. Then you all will need to come to an agreement in how we're going to deal with it, right? So a middle ground for that could be, listen, when there's a situation that we need to deal with, the one that normally needs time to think, you could decide to shorten your time. So whereas taking a week, give me a day to really process my thoughts, and then we could come in this safe space and we talk it out, right? So a level of balance needs to come into play in terms of how are we as a couple would deal with this conflict. Why? Because both persons' conflict resolution styles sometimes deals with how they process things in their mind. So you really don't want one person having to give up processing themselves properly, which could even be more detrimental to the situation.
And I just want to butt in and say, sometimes if I could also see a problem if the person is, both of them have the same style, in that if both of them need a week, if both of y'all need a week to process, to deal with conflicts, so that means two of y'all in the house for a week and y'all are not saying a word to each other. How healthy is that? Like a whole week. No, I'm dealing with this. The other person is just, nah, maybe the balance is necessary. What do you think?
I struggle. You need to talk.
What's your take on it, Alex?
I would also definitely agree with Pastor Martin. The couple should definitely, I think, find a balance between the two, something that would work for the two of them. Like you said, if they both have the same conflict resolution style, they would still need to shorten the space of time, because anything that is left open is left for attack. So I think within that two, the two persons, they should just come together and find like something that works for them both.
Don't give space to the devil.
Agreed. I love that. Anything that's left open, it's open for attack. And trust me, the devil is ever ready. I want to move along. Something I find that is usually, I want to use the word mistaken, and I'm using it loosely, for compatibility, is chemistry. And even chemistry, in that I'm using it loosely, because when people find, for example, if I find a guy, or my guy, right? You remember my guy? I find him, if I find him sexually attractive or sexually appealing, and for example, oh, we like the same colors, huh? We like probably share the same taste in movies or songs or something. We're like, oh, we have great chemistry, or the person is easy to talk to. And that too is a big thing. If the person is easy to talk to, you're like, oh, because you mentioned conversation, oh, we could talk for hours. Does that mean we're compatible?
Not necessarily, because you could have good chemistry with a serial killer. They could be some of the nicest person you'll ever meet, right? So there are a whole lot of other factors other than a good personality that connects with yours. You know, we're talking the spiritual factor. We're talking sustainability. You know, we're talking maturity. All these things must go together. Many persons in relationship today have good chemistry with the person they are with. However, it's not the right person for them to be in a relationship, because they can't find themselves staying faithful. There are a whole lot of other issues or challenges within the relationships. So sometimes chemistry isn't all there is in terms of the context in which you're speaking of. Chemistry is one part of it.
Lovely. Alex, I need to hear you.
I feel what I feel is that chemistry, even if two people have chemistry, when the struggles of a relationship, the impact of everything from a relationship clashes with the chemistry, the two of them, they don't have a fighting chance, because at the end of the day, you would see, as Pastor Martin said, your core values are different. Your relationship with God, all those things that are so important is different. That's why we find a lot of women in relationships or in marriages and you ask them, but why did you marry your husband? And you'd be like, but he was so charming. He was so charming. Okay. Can he take care of you? Or can he do what he's supposed to do as a husband? Can he stand for you when everybody seems to be against you? Does he put you at the level that God has asked him to put you? And all you thought about was, brother was charming. Okay. Okay,
I
sister.
don't think you're too ready for Alex, you know. I don't think so.
All right, so yeah, my guy is actually pretty charming in his defense. I'm just gonna say that. But since that's not enough, then I guess I need to dig a little bit deeper. You have given me a lot to think about. You have given everybody a lot to think about in terms of compatibility. I still feel like there is just so much more we could discuss in terms of compatibility, but I want to keep this video pretty short. But I like that you mentioned that chemistry is not all, and him being charming or good looking like my guy is not enough. There needs to be more of a foundation in terms of maturity and dealing with other aspects of the relationship. And it just puts me in a place where I'm like, well, how do I really know? How do I know that this is the person? How do I know that? Well, with all of these things to look for, I need to be caught in for 20 years, like Alex said in the previous video. But yeah, that's for another video. That's for another video. Thank you so much. You have final words, Pastor Martin, and then Alex.
Be yoked on different levels.
Alex.
For me, well, what I have to say is that what I've realized with compatibility is that it works better when you have a relationship that's arranged to an extent, because you find your friends, your close friends, your parents even, they would have looked at some qualities that you have and compare it to somebody that they would have arranged for you. Whereas you'd look into the relationship so blindly because he's fine. He's fine. So all you're seeing is the fineness, the cuteness, the charmingness. But then in truth and in fact, when you're arranged, or how do we call it? A blind date, you would find that you would have your qualities or your core values would be somewhat similar. I'm just thinking that's what I believe.
Alex started a new conversation. We had to touch on this
So
in one of
Alex,
our
you're starting a whole new
videos.
conversation.
That's what I will be saying for now.
This is new level. Yeah, breaking new ground, and I'm not sure that I'm agreeing with you on this. I need a whole lot more explanation before I could even begin to agree to arrange anything. But yeah, I like that we're keeping it real. We're keeping it so real. So yeah, uh, thank you so much for viewing. Thank you. We're going to continue this conversation, obviously. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe to all the good stuff. You know what you need to do. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.